Today, I am taking my son Toby to Disneyland for his first time ever. To celebrate, I am doing a scavenger hunt in this video. I am giving away one Disneyland ticket with Lightning Lane multi-pass included. There is a specific hidden message in this video. If you're the first person to email me at the specific email address with the specific message, you will win. The contest is still going as long as that's the thumbnail. Let's get to that video. First stop was the Disneyland Hotel. We were gonna stay there for one night. All right, Toby, you ready to go to Disneyland? That's a tired baby. But Toby was more interested in Mickey and Minnie. Where's his nose? Where's his nose? Nose. Where's his eyes?
Eyes.
Where's his eyes? Eyes. Are you ready to go to Disneyland, Toby? So we walked from Disneyland Hotel to the entrance of the park. It took about 15-20 minutes. Although it's hard to tell you the exact distance because I was pushing a stroller. And here we finally were. Toby's at the train? They said the train is down, but it was being test driven all day. It's getting him all excited to go on it, and I don't think we can, unfortunately. Well, let's go see what we can do. Hi, Belle. It was time to enter this rite of passage. From today to Main Street. Where are we going, Boobs? What is it? Baby? Where are we going? It's hard not to love a stroll down Main Street, USA. It's unlike any other theme park in the entire world. But there's one thing in Disneyland that I love to see when I first enter. This is one of Daddy's favorite parts of Disneyland, is the Main Street Cinema right here, which is not at Disney World. Want to see something cool, Toby? Miss Tilly, she's been working here since 1984. Right, baby? And after paying our admission to Tilly, I got to show my son my favorite attraction on Main Street, the Main Street Cinema. I can't explain it, but it always sparked so much creativity in my mind. Hey, maybe it will for him too. I've always thought it was awesome. They make you feel like you're inside of a movie theater and there's like 6 different Disney shows playing, so pretty sick stuff. Oh, you guys are good, I'm talking to myself. Wow, those movies never get old. All right, we're heading down Main Street now. I've already got Lightning Lane booked for Mickey and Minnie's Railway. Look at the horse, Boops. The weather wasn't ideal for his first trip at Disneyland. And if it was gonna rain, I wasn't really prepared. The castle here at Disneyland is much smaller than the one at Disney World, which I'm sure everyone on Earth knows by now. My son's first time at Disneyland? Well, I gotta make sure I take a picture with him in front of the castle. Hey guys, could you move to the, I'm so sorry, I have a camera right there. Could you move just, I'm so sorry. Toby, say hi. Which I soon found out is nearly impossible when you're by yourself. We were just gonna have to get a little closer. It's the castle. Although Toby was really enjoying this band. And after a minute, it was off to Fantasyland. What is it? Is it the horse? Where is it? It's 10:41, we're in Fantasyland. We're about to go on the carousel. But then I noticed there was no line on Pinocchio. So we're gonna go with Pinocchio first. One of my personal childhood classics. This is gonna be his first ride ever at Disneyland. We're on Pinocchio. Can you say Pinocchio, Toby? He can't say it, but he sure can see it. The anticipation was building. You ready, Boops? He's already looking at it. The ride was pretty much a walk-on. And the cast member was super friendly.
I'm gonna let you have your own.
Thank you so much.
Happy first ride.
Toby, come on. It's okay.
Do you want them on your lap?
Can I do that? Okay, here. Come on my lap. Ready?
Much more secure.
All right. Thank you so much. Here we go, Boobs. Wow. To really film rides like this, I need my mirrorless camera. But that's impossible with the baby. No, he's the bad guy. Let's go. I think back to my childhood, how I always thought this was such a fun ride that reflected the movie. But as an adult who's walking with the Lord, you start to realize this movie was pretty much pure evil. I mean, for real. There he is! Somebody had to write a script, draw these cartoons, animate it, and record kids' voices crying out for their mommy as they're forever being changed into donkeys. It kind of makes you sick to your stomach when you think about it. And we're led to believe it's innocuous because the movie was rated G. It's a whale! I know, it sounds like rambling on thoughts, but this is a blog channel. And this is really what's going through my head as I'm on this ride with my son enjoying his first ever Disneyland ride.
He's a real boy now.
But it's just a movie! Nah, it's not. There's probably worse things going on. But hey, I'm not the one that made it dark. This ride made it dark. It is a dark ride after all. So let's get back to enjoying ourselves. What a great time.
That was our first ride. Toby, hey Toby, what'd you think? Yay! We're on ride number 2. This is King Arthur's Carousel. Where's the horse? He's got his eyes on Dumbo, which is right across from us, see? There it is.
We just barely made this ride. It was hard to find a horse, but I finally spotted a little one on the inside.
10:50. He is on his second ride. He knows how to do this. He's been down this road before.
This carousel is absolutely beautiful, but it's gotta be. It's kind of like Disneyland's main centerpiece. But there's really not too much to show on this ride. You just go around in a bunch of circles. And Toby's been on a bunch of other carousels before. But still, this is the Disneyland carousel. Yeah, dude.
We just finished the carousel. Toby, what did you think of that ride, Boops? Are you still looking at it? All right, we're gonna see about going on the Casey Jr. train next. It's about 10:56 right now.
And Fantasyland was looking nice. And this ride looked like a short line. And another fun fact.
Believe it or not, in my entire life, I have never been on this ride. See the train?
We could already see Casey Jr. mowing in the distance. Toby decided to take the premium seats to get a better view. The line moved relatively quick, and as we got towards the front, it was so close, we could almost taste it. I was just praying we didn't wind up in the cages. We just barely made it onto this ride. They had one seat left in the very back of the train. Well, that's perfect for us.
Whoa! You even get a steering wheel. I didn't even know there was a back here.
As we patiently waited for the ride to start, we were delayed for some weird reason.
Not sure if you can see, but there's ducks on the track. That's what's holding the ride up.
Apparently, the people working here didn't know how to move large birds. They could have just asked my son. He would have done it.
Just shoo them. Okay, the duck has moved, so we're about to go. You ready, Boops?
On this ride, they play a much more pleasant song. The actual Casey Jr. song from Dumbo. Unfortunately, I will get a copyright strike, so I can't play it. Instead, here's a royalty-free pop song. Right around here, it goes up a small hill, and Casey Jr. starts doing his I think I can, I think I can. And then you get a very tiny drop. Nothing scary, nothing dangerous, fun for everyone. Another thing that this ride does surprisingly well, it seems to block out all of the surrounding areas. Not completely, but enough to make it feel like you've traveled far away. With the exception of the storybook boat ride. But that really works with what's going on here. It gives the effect that you're traveling a great distance across the entire world. And I think that's a brilliant concept. We were finally coming to the home stretch. The last cave before the ride ended. What just happened? It looked like the ducks were back, but not for long. We were moving in no time.
Toby, what'd you think of that train ride? Yay! 11:21. So far, I think that's Toby's favorite ride. Oh, Bubbles! Never mind, he sees Bubbles now. Okay. I thought it was his favorite ride, but then he got distracted by these bubbles everywhere. So we got lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie. Normally I wouldn't leave Fantasyland without all the rides, but it's from 11 to 12, so we gotta hurry. What? What? He's pointing at Dumbo.
We didn't have time for Dumbo, but we did have time for popcorn.
We're gonna get this kid some popcorn. He's hungry. You want some popcorn? Huh?
It's clear it was past his nap time, but maybe a nice snack will wake him right up.
What's that, popcorn? It's about 11:30 right now. We're heading to Mickey and Minnie's Railway.
Along the way, I saw another ride that I think he would have loved, but unfortunately, it was closed.
That ride's closed, Toby. I'm sorry.
Another classic ride closed for refurbishments. What is going on? Well, who cares? We still got a bunch of really cool rides to do. But first, let's park the stroller.
Okay, we're right by Mickey's Toontown. It's starting to rain a little bit. He's eating popcorn. I put it in his pocket.
And I'm sure this in no way will come back to haunt me.
Yum, 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 yum.
And finally, we approach Mickey's Toontown with the ever-changing population sign. I mean, what else can you say but...
Wow.
Personally, I've always loved Mickey's Toontown in Disneyland. Those cartoon hills in the background makes it seem like it goes on forever. And this was my first time back here since they've added this ride.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Let's go, Toby.
It's funny, I've been doing these YouTube videos for a couple years now, and I'm trying to take it more serious, but the best dialogue I could think of while I have my baby is...
You ready to go on Mickey and Minnie ride? Wow.
That's right, baby talk and wow. I figured maybe I should try getting a little creative with the shots I was taking. I was already using all of my energy to both keep him alive and film this experience. So the little creative energy I had left helped me create a shot like this. That's right, Oscar nomination, here I come.
Oh no! We're going to the ride, let's go, Boops!
In case you've never been on this ride before, I think they do a great job setting it all up. You feel like you're going into a movie theater? You watch a quick Mickey and Minnie cartoon that turns into disaster, and then you jump in through the explosion in the movie screen. I love how Disney makes these line cues come to life. Nobody else does it like they do.
It is 11:50 and we are now approaching the line for Minnie and Mickey.
After passing through the movie screen, there was basically no line to get to the ride itself. We may have had to wait for one ride to go ahead of us, but we were on in no time. As you can see, these seats fit a ton of people.
You ready, Boops? You're with Daddy, look. Oh, a train!
Toby was a little bit scared at first, but once he started seeing the cartoons and hearing Mickey and Minnie's voice, he really started to enjoy this ride. This ride is insanely fun. Now, usually I hate screen rides, but they do this one so well. I think the reason is because they incorporate what's going on the screens and you feel it on the ride itself. Whether it's chaos, falling down a cliff, being underwater, and then one of the coolest parts, when you're getting dance instructions from Daisy Duck and all the carts start dancing together. Absolutely creative. And we leave the room doing the conga, as you can see me dancing with Toby. Towards the end, we end up in a factory where we think we're about to die, and then everything changes. Honestly though, I wasn't really following the story. I was just kind of in awe of everything going on. And at the very end, you've got a starlit picnic with fireworks going off in the sky. Amazing ride, guys. Amazing ride.
What'd you think of that ride, dude? Was that your favorite ride?
Toby didn't have much to say.
I think it's nap time. It's exactly noon. We're still waiting for the hotel room to be available, and then I think I'm gonna give him a nap, but...
Toby was tired, but when a kid is tired, all you gotta do to wake him up is bring him inside of a gift shop with toys. Works every time. This kid loves trains. I couldn't tell if they were actually selling these or not though. So we went ahead and moved on.
We just did Mickey and Minnie's Railway. It's just past noon, and there's a little Roger Rabbit ride over here, plus an area where you can play around. So I think I'm gonna let him do some stuff. You wanna go explore, Toby?
Right next to the Roger Rabbit ride, Disneyland has this Toontown themed play area where you can explore inside, and there's a lot of cartoony architecture, things to see, touch, play with. However you want to describe it, it's super awesome. Down inside though, I am a little bit sad that they never did anything else with Roger Rabbit.
Okay, we're gonna go on Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. It's about, I wanna say about 12:10. Let's check it out. What's that?
And there it was, one of the looniest entrances to any ride in Disney.
Okay, so Roger Rabbit is about a 30-minute wait. So I just did the lightning lane. We got about 35 minutes before we could jump on.
The good news is, it's really easy to kill a half an hour in Toontown when you're with your toddler. He may be half awake, but he knows what fun is when he sees it.
When I was a kid, I was always rushing to get on all the rides, and he just wants to chill on the fire truck.
We decided to check out the other side of Toontown. We came across something that used to be called Goofy's Bounce House, and now it was just kind of a fun house for kids. While there's no bounce house anymore, which I guess makes sense because people were probably getting killed in here, they've got a bunch of self-contained ball areas where the balls move around and kids could interact with it. I think it's really fun and pretty creative. Plus, they even threw a bone to us 90s kids.
I gotta say, I love the Goof Troop artwork on the wall. Nice to pay homage to us 90s kids, right?
Right next to Goofy's new and improved bounce house is a little toddler area where babies can run around and jump on these little things. Now, even though it's height restricted to kids under a certain height, there were a bunch of bigger kids coming in anyway.
Whoa!
There was no staff enforcing these rules. I'm only saying that as a parent of a toddler. Just be cognizant of who else is in there if you're letting your other kids in.
It's 12:24, so we got a little bit longer, about 20 minutes before we go on Roger Rabbit. 3, whoa! Oh, we stop? Uh-oh. Okay.
Whoops. From here, we had to kill a couple extra minutes. And since Toby couldn't ride the roller coaster, he just watched it over and over. And he ate popcorn. How could I forget? And with about 10 minutes left, I let him run around this little play area. But there were a lot of bigger kids, so I had to be pretty careful. And then finally, the moment we waited for arrived. It was time to go on Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin.
All right, it is 1 o'clock, and we are now going on Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. Yay!
Fix those reds, soldier!
You ready? You ready for a ride?
And before we knew it, it was our turn. The thing about this ride, Roger Rabbit was probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I loved the idea that this was at Disneyland and he was going to be seemingly immortalized forever. But the concept of the ride is that you can spin these cartoon cars as much as you want. So it's really difficult to understand what's actually going on this ride. While they've got a bunch of the animatronics and black lights, any storyline is completely eroded by the chaos going on in your car. And after my son got a little bit dizzy on that last thing I was spinning him on, I couldn't go too crazy on this ride. Plus, I was trying to film. There's a couple things here and there from the movie, but I just recently found out that Jessica Rabbit was even in this ride. They put her in her trench coat. Makes sense, of course, but I had no idea it was her until recently. And in the end, her husband, Roger Rabbit, saves us all. Now, I mainly love this ride because I love the movie, but Toby, on the other hand, I wasn't so sure about him. And that was Roger Rabbit.
I don't think Toby really liked that ride that much. He obviously needs a nap, but I don't know if the hotel's ready yet, so we might just head there and see if there's any luck.
Unfortunately, within minutes, it started raining pretty heavy. So we had to stop the rides and start heading to the hotel and hoping there was going to be a room ready. It's about 1:45. We got some food. I'm feeding him right now, and we're hoping the room will be done so we could get him down for a little nap, right, Boops? Right. You don't eat it, silly. We wound up waiting outside for about another 20 minutes, and then finally we went inside to see if anything was available. And they put us in the first room they had open. Here we go. You want to see something cool? Probably my favorite part about the Disneyland hotels. That right there. And the fact that my son is here with me. That makes this trip even better. All right, we just checked in and got to the room. It's about 2 o'clock. I'm gonna try getting him for a nap. I don't know if that's gonna work though. Well, I tried and it didn't work. He refused to take a nap. I've already taken 13,000 steps today. That's past my daily limit. I'm exhausted, but we are at Disneyland, so we're gonna try and force it as he's destroying everything. We are waiting to change rooms in the meantime. I had to request to change rooms because the room they put us in here was right next to the elevator. and I could hear it every time it went up or down.
Right now it's 3:30. We got the room changed, and I think we're gonna try going back to the park even though I'm exhausted, and he's trying to figure out how these lights work. Toby, hit the button. The button.
Apparently, the rooms with the 2 queens have a much larger headboard with the lights and the stars. We lost our pool view and instead were granted a view of the employee parking lot, but at least I would be able to sleep.
All right, it's about 4:15 right now. We're about to head to California Adventure. It is raining really heavy, so I've got him in his raincoat. Look at how cute he looks. And I just bought a $12 poncho for myself. We already have a Lightning Lane reservation for Monsters, Inc., so let's do it.
Good.
What's your favorite ride?
It's borderline frightening how fast time goes by. We've been in here for almost 3 hours.
So I don't think I've ever been at Disneyland when it's been raining before, so this might be a first for me. Toby, on the other hand, he looks like he's ready to go night-night. I think we got a couple more hours out of him. We're going to California Adventure now. Let's check it out.
I was hopeful we could squeeze a couple more rides out of him, but those eyes were looking really baggy, and the rains were still coming.
I'm refusing to wear the poncho so far, but that might change soon.
And before I knew it,
it's funny, you make all these big plans and then he falls asleep.
he had his chance to take a nap in a nice warm bed, but instead, he decided to sleep in the pouring rain. Well, we're already out, so let's just take videos in front of the things I wanted to do. Now, the concept sounded a lot cooler on paper than in practice. Going to Disneyland with the baby is hard enough. Going to Disneyland in the rain with the baby while recording a vlog? Almost impossible. Especially since I'm using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and it is not waterproof. This was gonna be real challenging. On top of that, I realize as I'm filming these things, I don't have my mirrorless camera. I can't make this look as scenic and artistic as I want, and it's killing me. If you want to win, tell me you'll meet me here. I came to the ride we had a fast pass for, but the rain was getting too heavy. As much as this is kind of funny, his stroller is getting completely drenched and my camera is gonna get ruined because I keep filming things. So I think I'm gonna head back to the hotel. It is just about 5 o'clock and we'll see if this is it for the night, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be up and then he'll fall back asleep. But I don't want him to get completely wet, so we're heading back. And the nap ended as soon as we got back to the hotel room. Go figure.
What?
It's 6:15 and I thought we were done for the night, but now he's saying out and he's going in his stroller. Does that look like a kid who's ready to go night-night?
Oh. Wow.
Where you want to go?
Huh?
Where you want to go?
What? Outside.
A what?
We couldn't go out though because I ordered room service, which, believe it or not, is actually cheaper than Las Vegas. And look, kids sliders, and fries, and pizza. It's 6:30, room service up. He didn't like that fry. He just spit it out. He keeps spitting out food on the floor. What do you want? Let's get this kid an orange. And from here, we dined like Disney kings, if they even exist.
Okay. Bye. Go. Disneyland life with a 19-month-old.
We didn't leave the room after this. So we just hung out, enjoyed the light show, and watched some of the stories included on Disney's intranet channels. Not sure if that's the right word. Toby finally fell asleep around 8 o'clock, but he woke up in the middle of the night, so I let him sleep next to me. And by the time the next morning came, I felt like I got no sleep at all. It is the morning. Right now it's about 8:30. He woke up in the middle of the night screaming, "Dad, Dad," because he was scared of staying in the crib. So then I built a little pillow fort and he slept next to me. Thankfully, so far it's sunshine today. I would love to take the camera today, but I gotta tell you, taking him around with this camera and filming is almost impossible. I hope to film another time in the future, but today I just want it to be me and him spending time together. Disneyland Hotel is great, by the way. I love this stuff that they have in every single one of their rooms. And also in regards to one of my last videos where I was talking about the Bellagio. Look, even at the Disney resorts, they give you free toothbrushes and they also give you free K-cups,
which Bellagio charges you. I didn't know they charge you. I thought it was free. But look, these are all included as part of the Disneyland hotel experience. So it's small things like that that really make you feel like a VIP in some sense. And again, while Bellagio calls them the VIP rooms, this is just a standard room at Disneyland Hotel. They had nothing special available. That was our first trip to Disneyland. Go ahead and crack the code, email me, and you will receive a one-day ticket and lightning lane from me for winning.
It was such a sunshiny day, I was kind of bummed I didn't have my camera. He got to see Minnie and Mickey in the cheap, time-saving way, but he got a chance to meet Genie from Aladdin when we went on Alice in Wonderland. And then we went on Peter Pan, and how could we forget to try the storybook canal boats? These videos were mainly just going to be sent to my wife, so you gotta forgive the horrible quality. Then we went on what turned out to be his favorite ride, the Buzz Lightyear ride where you shoot at the aliens. We did this 2 times in a row, and he asked to go on it a 3rd time. He loved shooting that gun at the aliens. We also did Pirates of the Caribbean, which he didn't really like. I took him to Tom Sawyer's Island. He enjoyed watching people drop on Splash Mountain, although he couldn't ride it himself. I bought him a cookie when we went on Winnie the Pooh, and then we ended the day by heading to California Adventure, and I finally got him to go on Monsters, Inc. And the final attraction of the day was one of my favorite attractions, Mickey's PhilharMagic, and that was all. It started raining after that, so we headed home.
So again, thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you.
In all things that I do, I look to glorify God the Father through his Son, Jesus Christ, who died for the sins of the world and was raised from the dead 3 days later. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Nobody comes to the Father but through him. I spent most of the years of my life without truly understanding what the actual gospel is. I always thought it just meant saying or praying, Jesus Christ, I accept you into my heart. But it's also important that we preach the actual gospel. And it's this. The reality is we are all sinners and we have all fallen short of the glory of God. Every single one of us. We are all born condemned. We have 0 shot of getting into heaven. No matter how good you think you are, it means nothing to God. Your good deeds, they don't erase your bad deeds. So all of us start on an equal playing field. We are all hopelessly doomed. But for Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is God in human flesh, the only God with none above him. He paid for all of your sins when he died brutally on that cross. And he did this so that God alone gets the glory, and out of his love for his creation, that's us. In the end, none of us will be in heaven talking about how good I was or what a holy person I was. No, we're all going to be talking and praising God who did it for us, dying for our sins on the cross. All who believe on him will be saved. I study the Bible as much as I can, and by no means am I a scholar or somebody special. From my understanding, repentance starts with this: understanding you cannot save yourself. Understanding, I hate saying it like this, but you're going to hell. And understanding you're not good and your good works can't get you into heaven. That's when you realize you need a savior. Turning away from your sin, turning away from what you think is your good deeds. All who labor, come to Jesus Christ and he will give you rest. Romans 10:9 says, if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. All who call upon the name of the Lord will be saved. I want to back this up even further. There are a lot of people who ask fair questions like, why should I believe in Jesus? God's word says, this is how you know he's God, because he declares the end from the beginning. Daniel 9:25. You know what's really funny with the verses? 9:25. Just because I'm like a numbers guy, every once in a while, I wonder what happens if you take out the colon and then it's just 9:25. Just makes me wonder if there's some sort of secret code or secret meaning in that. Just food for thought. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again and the wall, even in troublesome times. These are explained as weeks of years. So each week is 7 years. That's 483 years. There's a link I'm going to leave you here to somebody I really respect named Ken Johnson, who's going to outline this for you. How this predicted to the day that Jesus Christ appeared in Jerusalem riding on a donkey. And this is why he condemned some of the Pharisees, because they should have known his coming. It was predicted They knew the scriptures better than anyone else, but their hearts refused to accept him and believe who Jesus actually was. In 9:26 it says, "And after the 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end of it shall be with the flood. Until the end of the war, desolations are determined." So it's saying the Messiah would come before the temple was destroyed, which happened in 70 AD. And the people of the prince who is to come. Well, that was the Roman Empire, from what we understand. If you believe in the Old Testament, you have no excuse. This proves who Jesus Christ was. Daniel was written well before Jesus. It was part of the Septuagint, which I believe was 200 to 300 BC when it was translated from Hebrew to Greek. And it's also in the Dead Sea Scrolls, both which were well before Jesus Christ was born. People deny it because they have no choice. They just say, oh, it wasn't written by Daniel. It was this, it was that. What else can they say? It's a pinpoint prophecy that proves who Jesus Christ was. And not only that, if you read Psalm chapter 22, my God, why have you forsaken me? There's a reason Jesus Christ was crying that out on the cross when he died. I personally believe if you read Psalm 22, it describes a crucifixion, not just with the part talking about piercing his hands and his feet, but my heart is like wax. From what I understand, a crucifixion kills you because your heart ruptures. It's unreal things that a human being couldn't predict or create themselves. There is a God, and he has shown himself through his word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. I busted my butt on this video, and I'm praying some people see it, but that is my purpose in doing these videos. If I didn't have the opportunity to preach the gospel, I would not do these videos. But I hope to do more like this, so I hope you have fun. I want somebody to win, and it can't be somebody I know. It has to be somebody I don't know. That would be stupid if I said like, hey, congratulations to my mom who won. No, let it be someone else. It's very hard to find. I worked really hard on this, so have fun. And thank you for watching. God bless you.